Hi, I'm Steve Thompson, president of Emery Thompson Machine, and I hope you're watching my trilogy here, my Christmas trilogy of 3 different flavors. So far today we have made Fireball whiskey ice cream with sugar cookies in it. And then for the kids, we made just plain sugar cookie ice cream. And now for everyone, children of all ages, we're making candy cane ice cream. It's really very simple. It's just my dairy blend of milk, cream, sugar, and skim milk, which I buy from a local dairy. There's a local dairy in every major city in the country. And this came out of the cow yesterday, and overnight it was processed just like you buy milk at the supermarket. It has to be, when it comes out of the cow, pasteurized, homogenized, refrigerated, and then put in containers. Well, this is a blend of cream, milk, skim milk, and sugar. And it's gone through those steps and then delivered to me overnight. So it's about as fresh as you can. It's practically still mooing. I think I can hear it. And this is what we make ice cream out of. And so the candy cane ice cream is very simple. First, I'm going to pour the blend into my Emery Thompson machine. This is my 12-quart machine. Oops, I missed. And you just pour that in. I find if you raise the tub up a little bit as opposed to resting it down here, you're less likely to spill. Okay, so that's my base mix. Now I'm going to use real candy canes. Easy to get at this time of year, a little harder in the middle of July. And when you call here, you speak to Crystal, and Crystal is our first line of defense, and then she moves you around to whomever you want to speak to, an engineer. You can ask for me. You can ask for Paula, my wife, who is office manager. You can ask for Connie, our senior accountant, Aaron and Slade, who are handling questions about the repairs of the machine, working on the machine. Slade is also our vice president. The first thing Crystal did was I got the candy canes and she unwrapped them all, which is a thankless job. And now they're in pieces like this. I'm going to grind these up because my main concern is we have family members, grandchildren who are very small, and if you throw pieces this hard into the machine, and it's the only machine on earth that you can put pieces like this in and not void your warranty or break the machine into a lot of pieces. My machines are so strong, we welcome stuff like this. But in this case, I'm a little more cautious because of the grandchildren. I will take these, I'm going to put them into a Ninja blender, and I'm going to turn them into a powder because I don't want little shards, little razor sharp shards of candy cane possibly getting stuck in a child's throat. You know that when you eat a candy cane, you often end up with pieces like that, or if you give a candy cane to a child, they eat it, they suck on it until it comes to a razor point. So we're going to grind it up. Going to make a lot of noise, and if you don't have a Ninja, you're really missing out. These things are great. It should be able to take the whole thing quite nicely. I think Macy's sells Ninjas, different sizes, just the basic one. The basic one has got the same power of their most expensive ones. The most expensive ones make soup and set the table for you. You don't need that. So we put this on. If I put it on right, oh, there's the 2 arrows. Even I can figure this out. It's got line up arrow A to arrow A, lock her down, and then we turn it on. Jack, am I plugged in?
Yes, sir.
Well, it's not turning on. All right, let's see what I did wrong. Isn't technology great? It's like one of my customers called up and said, his Emery Thompson machine stopped working. And I always ask the same question, when did it last run right? And he said, it last ran just before the building got struck by electricity. He said, by lightning. He said, nothing's working in the whole neighborhood. I said, gee, maybe that's why your machine's not working. Well, we're going to take a brief... It works. Okay, hey Jack, just for future reference, you had to push this button that says power. Jack, you can't see Jack. Jack is in the control room. We've got a very sophisticated setup here, and he's running the cameras and the audio and watching Girls Gone Wild on the TV. So here we go. This is all ground up nicely. Let's take... This thing is razor sharp. Be careful. Don't let children play with this. We'll just put this safely over here in the sink. So now I've got my powdered candy cane. I'm going to hit one of the speeds that I want. I'm going to use homemade to start it. There we go. Turn on the refrigeration and pour this in. I'm going to put myself out of business. This is just too easy. That's the whole thing. You don't have any worries about shards. As far as flavor, fantastic flavor. For every particle of dairy, there's going to be a particle of candy cane right next to it. It just couldn't be simpler. Earlier, we made Fireball, which is this stuff is battery acid, but my nephews like it, and it's a cinnamon whiskey, and Paulo likes to join in with him doing shots at Christmas while eating the ice cream. It's great stuff. Paulo's my wife and office manager. Even has a hole burned in the back of the bottle, but it makes a great ice cream. We're the only machines in existence where you could put an entire fifth right into the machine. We have enough freezing capability of the machine that if you read ice cream books, they tell you have to drizzle in the alcohol on the way out because it won't freeze. With us, everything goes right in. Now, it's not going to freeze. Alcohol freezes at somewhere around minus 240, 270 Fahrenheit, but it is going to stay in suspension. So I make coffee Kahlua ice cream. I make Tia Maria. I've done... one of my favorites is Drambuie. That's a good one. Grand Marnier is excellent. Grand Marnier is an orange liqueur from France. It's about $40 for a bottle this size. So you only give it out to your really good friends. Your cheap friends, you give this stuff to. And you just pour it in there, and you take about 8 California lemons, the navels, because they have the thickest skin, and a cheese grater, and you just grate off the little specks, turn it into little specks, what a chef calls the zest. And so you got a big pile of specks, of orange specks, and you put it in. You have the taste and the aroma of the Grand Marnier orange liqueur, and you've got the little specks. You know, some people say, well, they add oils and flavor. I've never noticed it. You're too busy noticing the alcohol. But it does give it a great look, this pure white ice cream with the little specks of orange in it. It's beautiful. The limoncello, you can add to a lemon ice cream. Works very well. We had a guy come in here and he brought some 151 grain alcohol, and that stuff's just clear, and it's not bourbon, it's not nothing, anything. It's just 151 alcohol, twice as powerful as just about any other alcohol on the market. And it froze in the machine in suspension. We put it in the freezer at 20 below, and at 20 below, don't you know, it's still scooped like it was soft ice cream because there was so much alcohol in here. But these machines can take it. Nobody else can do that. Also, if you look at the earlier videos, there's after today, there'll be 209 videos to look at emerythompson.com or YouTube. And you'll see me throw nuts, cookies, candies, everything right into the machine. You can't do that with any other machine. It is fantastic, though, because it gives you a much better flavor. Everybody else is making vanilla ice cream with strawberries added to it. Or they're making Moose Tracks ice cream with Oreo cookies and chocolate chip cookies added as it's coming out. Half of my cookies are going right into the machine to give me my flavor profile, my fruit flavor, and then the other half are coming out because you eat with your eyes and you can see the pieces of cookie. So you get a better ice cream than anybody in the world. We put people like that, like Haagen-Dazs, Ben & Jerry, Breyers, Bluebell, Hershey. All of these businesses began as a ma and pa business. Haagen-Dazs was Reuben Mattis and his mother, 2 miles from our Bronx factory up in New York. And they started off with Emery Thompson batch freezers, and the rest is history. They grew very, very large. The vast majority of you will stay at one store, possibly two. Some of you will grow as big as a Molly Moon's or a Salt and Straw or Amy's or any of the other larger, small chains, all using Emery Thompson batch freezers, because it gives you a consistent product year after year with virtually no maintenance and all made in the USA. We make smaller machines. The impetus for the smaller machine, the CB350, which makes 6 quarts in 8 minutes, this is the largest selling machine in the world. And one of the reasons, quite frankly, is price. It's at a price, and you can see it on the, well, I can tell you, it's $10,400. You can see it at our website. We're the only people in the world who put their net direct-to-you prices right on the website. I mean, how can you go buy a car if you don't know what it costs? Gee, honey, let's go look at a Bentley today. Let's go look at a Bentley SUV. Well, wouldn't it be nice to know that it costs $300,000 before you drive all the way down there, and what you're actually looking for is a Ford Explorer? I mean, Ford Explorer is a great car, but it's what's in your price range. We tell you what's in your price range. Everybody else is going to ask you, oh, yeah, well, how many kids do you have? What's your income? When do you plan to open? How many square feet? Do you need financing? All these questions that are none of their business. Here's the price of the machine. Here's the price of that one. Here's the price of this one. It's all right there at Emery Thompson. Very straightforward. And if you have a question, you can't call the president and CEO of Cappigiani over in Bologna, Italy. I know who he is, but they're not going to ever tell you. Here, you call Emery Thompson, and you can speak to me. Just ask for Steve. You can speak to my wife, office manager, Paula. You can speak to Connie, our senior accountant. You can talk to our tech people. You can talk to Crystal in parts. We are right here, right away for you. And we always say, call us first, because we've been here coming up on 113 years, and nobody knows our machines better than we do. Over here is the CB200. This is designed for high-end restaurants that only want to do 2 or 3 flavors a night. They might do a sorbet and an ice cream. Let me just check here, see how we're doing. Looking good. Almost ready. And so they buy this 3-quart finish. This is our latest model. This is the CB100, and this is a very unique machine. The freezing chamber is down here, and you put a cylinder in there with the dasher, and you put your ingredients in, and you just lower that down, and then lower the drive motor, and you're off and running. This runs on regular house current, as does this one. And this one you can pick up. It's about the size of a microwave oven, probably weighs about 65 pounds, and you can literally take it to a party and make ice cream with your friends. Or you can do a lot of great experimenting with it. Same build as all the other machines, same 4-decade lifespan, same all made in the USA. Fantastic machine. This is going to be ready to pull. And there's nothing else I have to do. There's nothing I need to add. I'll give it another minute or so. This is actually a high sugar content ice cream because of the candy canes. Candy canes are pure sugar. And so the higher the sugar content of a product, the longer the freeze time. So where vanilla might be ready in 7, this might be 9 or 10 minutes because of the high sugar content. That's why I don't put a timer on the machines, because the timer is always going to shut it off at a set time, and then you got to come back and turn it on again, because no 2 flavors are the same. I watch Paula do baking, and she sets a timer, say, for 24 minutes, and then goes and reads the New York Post. And when the bell goes off, she doesn't automatically pull the cake out of the oven. She comes over with a fork, sticks it in it to see if it sticks. If it doesn't, it's ready. If it does stick, she lets it go another minute or 2. But she doesn't need some fancy timer shutting down her oven and saying, okay, we're done. That's not the way you do baking. It's not the way you do ice cream. And anybody who tells you differently really hasn't ever made frozen desserts. That looks nice. I'm going to turn off the refrigeration. Let me get a spatula. And look at that beautiful color. Nice pale pink. And I didn't add anything to that, just the candy canes. I'm using these small containers instead of a 2.5 or 3 gallon tub, which is what the capacity is, because I'm going to give them out as Christmas gifts. Anybody can give a Brooks Brothers tie to Uncle Harry, but I come along and I give them a gelato pan full of Fireball. It makes a great impression. I'll warn you one thing as you get into business about making your own ice cream, and I'm serious about this because it's a bit frustrating. You're making vanilla ice cream, and you're giving it out to all your friends. And your friends say, Steve, it's wonderful, Steve, it's fantastic, Steve, we love you. It's the best vanilla we've ever had. It's also free. That's the key word. So, the first time you make it, everybody loves you. A month later, you make some more, and they say, oh, Steve, it is a really great ice cream. I think, though, you need to add a little more vanilla to it. And so now they're getting to critique your ice cream. 6 months later, you hand them the vanilla ice cream. It's got a little more vanilla flavor in it. And it's, for goodness sake, Steve, can't you make anything other than vanilla? So be careful of your friends. They are your friends, but they're not your best taste testers. So there we go. We've got the Christmas candy cane ice cream that the kids are going to love. And it's safe for them to eat because there aren't any pieces in it. If you have any questions at all, you can call here to Emery Thompson Machine down here just north of Tampa, Florida. We have a New York phone number, 718-588-7300. You'll find us on our internet site, our website at Emery, E-M-E-R-Y, EmeryThompson.com. Emery Thompson was my grandfather. He invented the world's first patented machine and patented the world's first mechanized batch freezer in 1905 back in New Rochelle, New York. So you can get us on the internet. You're going to find 209 how to make videos for Italian ice, homemade ice cream, super premium, artisan gelato, frozen custard, sorbet, sorbetto, frozen lemonade. The latest one that I really recommend you look at, dairy-free ice cream. And whatever comes along, we'll be able to make it on Emery Thompson, and we'll be producing videos to show you how to do it. So thank you for being here. Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and if you're a Seinfeld advocate, Happy Festivus.